Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Hardcore Challenge Live, the official webcast of the Hardcore Challenge, which, in case you didn't know, is the pinnacle of fantasy football competition. I am your host, the Commish. All divisions in the league are having their own battles at the top with their own power struggles, every single one. Both conferences are also having their power struggles at the top. Last week, we showcased two undefeateds who just came through sweeping their divisions as the Bandits faced off the Skull Crushers. The Bandits, a team who'd been in the league for 2 seasons, who'd never made the playoffs, who'd never had a winning record, who'd never done anything, stepping up against Skull Crushers, who, in the first inception of the NFC, was the first number 1 seed, although they did not get their first playoff win. Through the regular season, they were the dominant team and proved it start to finish. Well, pretender or contender was the question last week, and the Bandits proved to be a pretender. So they fell to 3-1, did not even put up any sort of a match, 132-202, as the Skull Crushers absolutely crushed it. Well, again, this week's Game of the Week will take place in the NFC, as you have, again, the undefeated Skull Crushers, 4-0, led by their owner Gary, facing off against another team that we have to ask, are you a pretender or a contender? Rookie Me This, in only their second year in the league, previously last season named the Dirt Dogs, faced off against Skull Crushers one time, week 9, and they lost 157-136. Now, they did not finish well last season. Did not finish well at all, as Skull Crushers went on to finish with a 10-3 record, one of only 2 teams in the entire league with the double-digit wins, and the Dirt Dogs finished at 4-9. Now, the Dirt Dogs have come out this season, renamed themselves, dusted themselves off, and Rookie Me This was born. Well, Rookie Me This, after losing their first game in division, have rattled off 3 straight victories and are sitting at 3-1 and tied for first in the NFC Dirty South. Gary and the Skull Crushers, with 4 straight wins, are sitting atop the Great White North all alone with a 2-game lead already. So you got to look at this matchup, because it's an interesting one. They're projected very, very, very close. You've got Skull Crushers coming out with old neckbeard, Andrew Luck, and Cam Newton is coming out for Rookie Me This. Skull Crushers comes out with Ezekiel Elliott, Connor for Pittsburgh. Rookie Me This has LaShawn McCoy, great running back on a garbage-ass team, and Hines, running back for Indianapolis. Got to give the tip to Skull Crushers. Now, at quarterback, I could about call it a wash. They're both projected within a point of each other, and it really comes down to matchups. Cam Newton is at home playing the Giants. Andrew Luck is on the road playing New England. At wide receiver, Skull Crushers has Hogan and Amari Cooper. I also have Amari Cooper in the AFC, and I can definitely sympathize with the owner woes of Gary as an Amari Cooper owner. He's definitely a hot and cold and streaky wide receiver at best. But I do like his tight end. I'm also carrying Zach Ertz. He's got Zach Ertz, and he's got Jordan Reed at the flex. The Rookie Me This is carrying Ellison, wide receiver at the flex from Green Bay, who did not practice today. Njoku, tight end from the Browns. as well as Jones and Jones. Julio Jones, wide receiver for the Falcons, who's obviously been one of his big scoring guys. And Jones, wide receiver for Detroit. Now, when you're looking at their defenses, you got to look at the Jaguars' defense that Skull Crushers possesses. They are a defense that can score some points. They can get you those turnovers. They can get you those sacks. On the other hand, Rookie Me This is rolling with the Detroit defense, who's playing Green Bay. Not a favorable matchup for either. Looking across their individual defensive players, I don't see a guy that really jumps out at me other than maybe Miles Jack, linebacker for Jacksonville, for Skull Crushers. None of the other guys jump out at me with their matchups that's saying anything that throws a flashing light. If anything, I would give the lean to defense and individual defensive players, to Gary and Skull Crushers. And I mean, NFL.com has this literally picked within a point. They think it is very, very close as well. And I think this is going to be a close one. So it really comes down to this. Skull Crushers is stepping out again and looking like they're going to run away with the Great White North in the NFC. They're already 4-0. They've already ran through their division. They just took down an undefeated team last week that we thought was a contender. Is Rookie Me This a contender? Or are they about to get bumped back down a peg and their true colors shown, and they're a little closer to that 5-9 team they were last year? So we're about to see. Does Larry got what it takes? Because he's now highlighted in his first game of the week as he takes on last year's number 1 seed in the NFC, the Skull Crushers. Who do you got? Who do you got? It's an interesting matchup. I myself, I'm taking the Skull Crushers. I don't think Larry has the firepower to play with the elite of the NFC just yet. And he better pad his records with the middle ground folk. But I think Skull Crushers has just a little too much firepower. And he's going to take him down and win Week 5's Hardcore Challenge Game of the Week. New show schedule every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday night will be our weekly breakdown edition as we break down all of the action that just finished up. And every Wednesday night will be our Game of the Week edition as we highlight one game from the Hardcore Challenge, either the NFC or the AFC, whichever has the most impact on the league. Break it down, unveil it, pick our winner. So at 11:15 Eastern Time, every Tuesday and Wednesday for the rest of the season. Had to find a time slot that worked with everything else, and it seems to be the best. So we'll roll with it. 11:15 Eastern Time, Tuesday and Wednesday. So make sure you join us for more editions of Hardcore Challenge Live, the official webcast of the Hardcore Challenge, which, if you didn't know, is the pinnacle of fantasy football competition. So if you ain't playing fantasy football in the Hardcore Challenge, you really ain't playing fantasy football. It's Week 5. We just named our game of the week. They better be ready for the challenge. Are you ready for the challenge? I damn sure am. Good luck. Game on.